Hi, hello students. Let's start our discussion about the NCERT solution of metals and non-metal chapters. In this chapter, I'm going to discuss about what is the book back questions also is there. Look at the first question is there now. Which of the following pairs will give the displacement reaction? Once again, repeat the question. Which of the following pairs will give displacement reaction? First, you want to answer this question is first you have to remember what is the displacement reaction. Displacement reaction at the more reactive element displaces less reactive element from its salt solution. Once again repeating here more reactive element displaces less reactive element from its salt solution is known as displacement reaction only. Look at the first option is then a sodium chloride solution and copper only. Look at the when compared with the sodium and copper, which is more reactive, sodium is more reactive, so displacement reaction will not be takes place only. When you come to magnesium chloride and aluminum, which is more reactive, magnesium is a more reactive, so displacement reaction will not be takes place. When you take the iron plus silver, which then when compare iron and silver, which is more reactive, iron is more reactive, so displacement reaction will not be takes place only. When compare the silver nitrate and copper, which is more reactive, copper is more reactive, so displacement reaction will take place. So the answer is D only. What is the answer? D only. Okay, students, let's come into the next question is there now. Which of the following method is suitable for preventing an iron? Look at the iron. Look at from frying pan from its rusting. Look at what they want to say here that they have taken the frying pan is there no by using of which method we can prevent for the rusting process only. They have given options are by applying the grease also, by applying the paint, so applying of the zinc coating only. Next one all the above process only. Students, one point remember is there they are asking about frying pan. Look at it, they are asking frying pan only. So and what I'm taking option C is only correct only. Why option C is correct here? We can also apply grease, paint to prevent the iron from rusting only. However, in the case of the frying pans, what happened there? We are continuously using continuously using means we are continuously using for cooking purpose and we'll wash. What happened during this process? What happened there? When you apply the grease also will be washed out. Paint also will go outside. So what when you apply zinc coating, what happened? Zinc coating is never undergoes easily. So what happened there? You cannot wash easily. So that's the reason why only you can choose the option C is the correct one. So by applying of the coating with zinc, we can prevent rusting for the frying pans only. Frying pans only. You know very well is there no? Rusting is undesirable process. Rusting is a undesirable process. Okay, students, coming to the third question is there now. Look at the again one question is an element react with oxygen to give a compound with a high melting point. This compound also soluble in the water. Look at it, the element is likely to be maybe calcium, carbon, silicon, iron is there. What is your answer? Look at once again say so one element is there, it react with oxygen, they form one compound, that compound having high melting point is there no, that compound is readily soluble in the water. Look at one point is there no, here the carbon dioxide is gas only, silicon dioxide also similar, it doesn't have that much highest melting point only. Next one, remember the calcium oxide and iron oxide. In this one is iron oxide rust will not be soluble in the water, only calcium oxide will be soluble in the water only. Only calcium oxide will be soluble in the water. So that is the answer is there no, calcium only. The answer is the calcium only. Coming to the fourth question is there, look at the general consider the food cans are coated with the tin, not with the zinc only, because they are asking once first question is there no, look at the fourth question is there, food cans are coated with tin and not with the zinc because of zinc is costlier than tin, zinc has highest melting point than tin, zinc is more reactive than tin, zinc is less reactive than tin only. So in this one is 4 option is an option C is correct only. Food cans are coated with the tin, not with zinc because of the zinc is more reactive than tin only. Zinc is more reactive only. One the more reactive what in there is readily take by chemical reaction. That's the reason why you have to choose the option C only. We are choosing the option C. Okay, look at students, next question is there now. You generally we are given they have given one hammer for you, battery also they given, bulb also given, wire also given, switch also given. So all these they have given these things are materials are they given. They are asking question is how could you use them to distinguish between the metals and non-metals only. How can I identify whether the element is metal or non-metal by using up these operators. Next one is there now, what is the usefulness of this experiment only. How can based on which phenomena we are going to assess whether the element is metal or non-metals only. So look at the first point, remember one point students here the metals are malleable. Whenever metals are malleable, what is by malleable? Nothing but making it to sheet only. If you take metals are there, they become malleable, non-metals are non-malleable only. What happens when you hammer the non-metals, they become small pieces only. So what happens, they're based on the malleability test, we can easily identify whether the element is the metal or non-metals only. Similar way, you know very well, one point is that metals are good conductor of electricity, non-metals are bad conductor of electricity. By using of the bulb and wire and switch is there, by using the circuit we will make it, and we can just for that we can prove that one is there, metals are good conductor of electricity only. Look at what happened there. The above test is there, they are distinguishing the metals and non-metals based on their physical properties. Based on physical properties, so we are not discussing about chemical properties of element in this experiment. Is only we are discussing about the malleability and electrical conductivity only. Based on this points, you can easily classify the metals are more malleable, metals are good conductor of electricity. Non-metals are non-malleable, non-metals are bad conductor of electricity. Okay, then students, these are the basis on test. You can easily identify the metals and non-metals only. Next question is, what are the amphoteric oxides? Give two example of amphoteric oxide only. Look at those oxides that behave as a acid as well as base only. Look at if any substance they behaving as a acid as well as base, then it's called as amphoteric substance only. Very important students, amphoteric substances they can react with both the acid and bases. They give salts only. For suppose look at the aluminum oxide react with hydrochloric acid, they gives aluminum chloride salt plus water. In this condition is there hydrochloric acid is a acid, and here the aluminum oxide is the base only here. Next similar equation is there here, the Al2O3 aluminum oxide react with sodium hydroxide, they form a sodium aluminate plus water only. This is also one neutralization reaction. In this condition is then Al2O3 acting as a acid only. Al2O3 acting as a acid. So acid plus base react together, they form a salt and water only. Not only aluminum oxide, zinc oxide also having the amphoteric nature only. Zinc oxide also having the amphoteric nature. I want to say very clearly, amphoteric nature means they behave like both acid as well as base only. They behave like both acid as well as base only. These are substances called as a amphoteric substance. Example is aluminum oxide, zinc oxide is the amphoteric in nature. Next question, look at the name two metals which can displace hydrogen from its dilute acid, and name the metals which cannot displace hydrogen from the dilute acid. Do you know very well one point, students, that the elements are which appear in the first of the series season, they are more reactive, moderate reactive. The elements are which coming from the before after hydrogen is called less reactive only. So what happened there? Consider one example is the less reactive elements are cannot displaces hydrogen from the acids only. More reactive elements only can displace hydrogen from the acid only. For example, I will say the sodium, potassium is more reactive metal. They can displace hydrogen from the acid only. Next one is copper and silver is the less reactive metals. They cannot displace hydrogen from its acid. They cannot displace hydrogen from its acid only. Next question, students, in the electrolytic refining of metals only. When you go for electrolytic refining of, you know very well, we are already discussing about the electrolytic refining of the copper only. In that one is which one you are taking as the anode, which one you are taking as a cathode, which one you are taking as electrolyte. We are going to discuss right now only. Look at this one is there, generally anode is the impure metal. Generally anode is the impure metals we are taking. Cathode you are taking the pure metals only. Cathode is a pure metals only. And electrolyte you are taking the salt solution only. Suppose I just imagine one point is there, I want to extract the copper. So I want to extract the copper. What I am doing, the anode is there, impure copper only, cathode pure copper, and I am taking the copper sulfate solution and adding small amount of sulfuric acid. Small amount of sulfuric acid acting as a catalyst only. Small amount of sulfuric acid acting as a catalyst. Okay, students, let's look at one small experiment is there. Pratyusha is there, one girl, she has taken the small amount of sulfur here. When she start heating sulfur, when the burning is happen, some vapors are produced only. This vapor she is collected, and she is asking the nature of the vapors. Look at what is the nature of the vapor, what vapors are produced in this one is. Look at this one is burner only. Here's one spatula, here sulfur water is taken, and they have placed one test tube is inward proportion only. So they want collect the whatever the vapors are coming whenever sulfur is burning is happen only. Okay, now we are going to check that nature of this gas. What are the gases nature? We are going to check right now. Next one is what will be the action of the gas. Okay, now with the dry litmus paper, moist litmus paper. Okay, and write the balanced chemical equation for the reaction takes place only. Do you know very well, students? Do you know very well is one point is there here, you know very well sulfur dioxide gas is there, a dry condition it cannot act as a acid or base only. Okay, now Let's look at the answers only. Let's look at the answer only. Look at what they're asking. They are taking sulfur dioxide gas. They're asking nature of sulfur dioxide gas. Look at what happened. They were nature the reaction of sulfur dioxide gas with the dry litmus paper, moist litmus paper, and they're asking the balanced chemical equation. What they're asking, balanced and chemical equation only. Look at the answer is there is no reaction with the dry litmus paper. I said very clear, there is no reaction with the dry litmus paper only. What happens? One point is there, since the gas sulfur dioxide, it turns moisture blue litmus paper. Look at one point number, sulfur react with oxygen, they form sulfur dioxide. Dry color is sulfur dioxide gas. When sulfur dioxide gas react with water, it forms sulfurous acid. Sulfurous acid. This sulfurous acid can turns the blue litmus paper to red color only. Why it will happen means you know very well know, whenever blue litmus paper turns red color, it clearly indicates whether the solution is there. Generally acidic solution only. So this solution is acidic solution. We can easily identify the based on this experiment only. One point remember students that you know very well, non-metal oxides are basic nature. So non-metal oxides are acidic nature. Metal oxides are basic nature only. Once again repeating here, students, that generally non-metal oxides are acidic nature. Metal oxides are basic nature only. Okay, no? Metal oxides are basic nature. Okay, students, the next question is then look at the question number 10. State 2 ways to prevent rusting only. How can you prevent rusting? You know very well know there are 2 ways to prevent rusting only. Many ways are there. We are going to discuss about a few. We are going to discuss a few methods to prevent rusting only. You know very well, oiling, greasing, painting is there now. When you are applying oiling or greasing and painting, what happens there? Whenever rusting happen, 2 conditions are required. One is the air must be contact, moisture must be contact. What happens when you are applying these paints? What happens there is no contact between the metal and air and moisture also. So what happens there? The rusting process will be prevented. The rusting will not happen easily. Next one is the galvanization process. During the galvanization process, what happens there? We are taking the iron particles, coating with the layer of zinc metals only. What happens here also, zinc metals doesn't have the direct contact with the atmosphere is there, so the rusting will not happen easily only. So what happens here, the zinc acting as a sacrificing metal. Zinc acting as a sacrificing metal. So what happens by applying these 2 methods, we can get easily, we can prevent rusting by applying these methods only. We can prevent rusting by applying these methods. Next question, look at students at the what type of oxides are formed when non-metals are react with oxygen. During a variable combustion process, during the combustion process, generally non-metals are react with oxygen, they form a non-metal oxides only. Look at a sulfur solid react with oxygen, they form sulfur dioxide. Sulfur dioxide having the acidic nature only. General non-metal oxides acidic nature, metal oxides are basic nature. Metal oxides are basic nature only. Look at students, look at question number 12 only. Look, given the reason for following reactions, following experiments only, platinum, gold and silver is there used for making up jewelry. They are asking the why platinum, gold, silver using for making up jewelry is only. Next one, they are asking the sodium, potassium, lithium, they are stored under the oil or kerosene, petrol. Okay, generally why they are placing like that only. Next one is then aluminum is a highly reactive metal, but we are making for the utensil only. Do you know very well now we are using many utensils, the utensils are made up of the aluminum only. Next one point is there near the carbonate and sulfide ores are usually converted to oxides ore during the consider roasting and process calcination process only. Why we want convert metal sulfide or metal carbonate ore into oxides only? They are asking the questions. Once again repeating students at the 1 point number. Generally platinum, gold and silver is then used for making up jewelry. Why are we using for making up jewelry? First question. Next one is the why sodium, potassium, lithium they are stored under the oil only. Next one is even the aluminum is highly reactive. Why aluminum vessels are we are using in daily life only. Next one is why you are taking the carbonate ores and sulfide ores. Carbonate ore is there generally calcination. Sulfide ores undergo rusting process. By this process they are converted to metal oxides. Why we want to convert these ores into metal oxides? Look at the 1 point is then here the platinum, silver, generally gold. They are used for making up jewelry. Reason behind nothing but they are lustrous only. Lustrous nothing but they are very shiny surface area. And also 1 point is then they are the very less reactive metals only. They cannot react with easily with any substance only. That's the reason why platinum, gold and silver. That's the reason why platinum, gold and silver we are using for making up jewelry only. Next 1 point is the sodium, potassium, lithium is then very reactive metals. So they can react with the air itself only. So what happens they can react with the air as well as water, cold water also. So what happens more reactive metals are they place under the kerosene and petrol only. So kerosene, diesel, what happens there is no contact with the air and moisture. So what happens they cannot react easily. That's the reason why more reactive metals are placed under the kerosene only. Even though one point is, look at the, even though aluminum is a highly reactive metals, look at whenever aluminum react with oxygen, they form one oxide layer. Once oxide layer forms out of in there, this layer is very stable and prevent further reaction of the alumina with oxygen. So what happens, once oxide layer forms, further oxidation process will be prevent only. That's the reason why. And also what happens, it's a good conductor of heat only. That's the reason why aluminum vessels are we are using in our daily life only. Next one is then carbonate ore and sulfide ores are usually converted into oxides ore during the extraction because metals can be easily extracted from its their ore rather than the carbonate ore and sulfide ore. It means nothing but here the oxide ores are easily undergo reduction by using of carbon, some other metals only, but not carbonate ore and sulfide ore. So for the reduction process, you want to convert the carbonate ore and sulfide ore into oxide ore. Students, let's look at the next question. Is then you might have seen that one is tarnishing of copper vessels being cleaned with the lemon or tamarind juice is there. They become to the very consider the coating of the carbon layer will be removed only. Once again repeat is the you must have seen that one is the tarnishing of copper vessels being cleaned with lemon or turmeric juice. Explain why these source substances are effective in the cleaning of vessels only. Why these source substances effective of the cleaning of the vessels only. Reason why means you know very well, copper react with carbon dioxide, they form a copper carbonate. Copper carbonate nothing but a rust of the copper only. You know very well, copper carbonate having basic nature. So when you add the acid like lemon citric acid is lemon or tamarind juice is there, what happens there, the base react with the acid, they form a neutralization reaction occur. Whenever the salt is formed, that outer layer is readily dissolved in the water. So what happens that the layer will be removed out. That's the reason why copper vessels are easily become clean by using of the citric acid or lemon. You can consider the tamarind juice also, you can also lemon juice also. Once again repeating it, the students of the whenever copper react with the carbon dioxide in air to form a copper carbonate, what happens this copper carbonate having the green color coating only. The copper carbonate having the green color coating, this green color coating when you treat with the lemon juice and tamarind juice, what happens there, the green color coating soluble in the acid, okay, and it makes a neutralization reaction will occur. After neutralization reaction, what happens there, the carbonate ore is dissolved in the water, the outer layer will be removed out and the copper becomes shiny only. The copper becomes shiny only. That's the reason why they are using the lemon juice or tamarind juice. Next question, difference between the metals and non-metals and based on their chemical properties only. They are asking the how can you differentiate the metals and non-metals based on their chemical properties. Look at the first point is then metals are electropositive only. Non-metals are electronegative. Electropositive means metals are readily donates electrons. Non-metals are electronegative means they readily accept the electrons only. Look at the what the metals are react with oxygen, they form a metal oxides are generally they forms ionic bond. Generally they forms a ionic bonding. Actually the non-metals are react with oxygen, they form a non-metal oxides are non-metal oxides having the covalent bond only. Okay, metal oxides are having ionic bond, non-metal oxides having the covalent bond only. Next one is the generally the metals are react with water, they can produce hydrogen gas only. Generally metals are react with water, they can produce hydrogen only. You can see very clearly non-metals are doesn't react with the water only. Non-metals are doesn't react with water. Next one is then one point remember, metals are react with the acid, they can produce hydrogen gas only. Look at the sodium react with hydrochloric acid, they form a salt plus hydrogen gas. These kind of displacement reactions not possible with non-metals only. Non-metals they cannot displace hydrogen from its acid only. Next one is then here the one point remember, even though one point very important point, some metals are copper, silver, gold, platinum, mercury, they cannot displace hydrogen from its acid. Once again repeating the copper, generally silver, gold, platinum, mercury, they cannot displace hydrogen from the dilute acid only. Next one you can see very clearly displacement reaction. More reactive metal displaces less reactive metal from its salt solution. When compared with copper and zinc is there, zinc is more reactive. What happens there, the displacement reaction happen, you can form zinc sulfate is forming and copper is coming outside. These kind of displacement reaction we cannot found in the general non-metals only. General non-metals, this kind of displacement reaction will not be formed. Next one is general metals are acting as a reducing agent. Reducing agent undergo oxidation, oxidizing agent undergo reduction only. What reducing agent means here, the sodium generally loses 1 electron, they form a Na plus ion, 6 electron will comes out 7. What happened there? They are electropositive only. I said no, there is a electropositive only. Non-metals are acting as oxidizing agent only. Oxidizing agent means undergo reduction only. Oxidizing agent undergo reduction. Reduction nothing but gaining of electron. But when the chlorine gains 2 electrons, you can take the one chlorine atom gains 1 electron, they form a Cl minus only. So based on this experiment, I can get a clear idea. Okay, metals and non-metals chemical properties. Once again, I am saying the metal generally metal oxides are basic nature, non-metal oxides acidic nature only. Metals react with the acid, they can produce hydrogen gas. Non-metals they cannot produce hydrogen gas only. Metals display metals undergo displacement reaction. Generally, non-metals are undergo displacement reactions only. Metals are electropositive, non-metals are electronegative. Next one is then metals are acting as reducing agent. Non-metals are acting as a oxidizing agent only. Non-metals are acting as a oxidizing agent.